Manchester United have lost at home to Leicester City 2-1. A rotated Manchester United team has been beaten. Now, there is going to be a lot of questions asked in the paper of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's selection for the opposition teams in and around the top four, but for Manchester United it didn't matter too much the result, and for the fact that there was 10 changes to the starting lineup, the performance was more important to me, seeing some of the players how they performed than how the result planned out. But with the fact that West Ham and Liverpool are still on a knife edge with Champions League football, they're going to be fucking annoyed with that. But I don't give a shit about that. But it's just the way it is when a team rests changes 10 players, and I'm surprised that he did change 10 players, and I personally wouldn't have changed that amount, to be honest. We've still got a cup final at the end of the season to play for. I know that we needed to make some changes, but I would have made a few changes in this one, and then maybe a few more in the Liverpool game, and then a few just to keep things ticking over a bit. I wouldn't have made 10 changes. I was a bit concerned that Manchester United might get embarrassed in this game, to be honest. I mean, there was still the strong possibility with this lineup that Manchester United could go into the game and win it. There definitely was. So some of these players are experienced players. They're still good enough, but obviously it's not a first team 11. Definitely not. We know that, and we know this Manchester United team wouldn't finish very high up in the league. Definitely not. But Manchester United have come from behind in that first half. It was an early goal from Leicester's youth, I think he's 19, the geezer who scored, and Greenwood followed suit, another 19-year-old, carving out a chance, basically out of nothing really, and slotting it in the corner. Now, the positive was Greenwood has been in some sensational form of late for Manchester United, which if he'd been in this form 10, 15 weeks ago, would Manchester United have been in a title hunt? I don't know. But the title is now obviously fucking over, but it's still nice to see that Greenwood has scored another goal for Manchester United. That is a positive, and Ahmad was the provider. Now, it's the first time two teenagers have combined for a Premier League goal since 2006, which is a fucking mad stat for Manchester United. Now, obviously Ahmad's not played a lot of football this season, Manchester United, so it's difficult. I mean, this is difficult for Anthony Elanga and Ahmad Diallo to come into this sort of game when there has been 10 changes to the team and be expected to perform at a decent level. I think Elanga could have taken players on a bit more and tried a bit more, but you know, maybe he was a bit too safe in this particular match. But he is now 19 years of age. I'm still not convinced whether Anthony Elanga has a future for Manchester United. I'm really not, to be honest. I think, yes, he's done okay for the under-23s this season, but at 19, I mean, he's only about 7, 8, 9 months different from Mason Greenwood, and is obviously still playing for the under-23s, and he's not got he's got an okay goal scoring record this season. I think he's got a goal contribution of 15 goals in 20 games to the under-23, which is okay, but it's not something to be looking at and being shocked at. And I'm not too convinced if Manchester United, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is just giving him a game just to give him a game, rather than I prefer players that actually deserve. I think that Manchester United players coming through the youth should be deserving of getting a chance in the first team. And I think too often Manchester United over the years have given players that are never going to make the grade for Manchester United a chance in the first team, and I don't really like it when Manchester United do that. But maybe he will come off. I've just not been the biggest fan of Anthony Elanga. I think that there's been other prospects to come, like Shoretiri, that are probably better prospects for Manchester United moving forward. He's a couple of years younger than him, and he's been putting up mad stats recently. Still on 17, but he chose to go with Anthony Elanga for this one. Shoretiri has already made his debut, but I mean, Anthony Elanga could still make it at Manchester United. I wasn't convinced that Marcus Rashford could make it at Manchester United. I thought he could, but I wasn't convinced. I thought James Wilson would make it at Manchester United. I thought Angel Gomez, Zai would make it at Manchester United. They didn't. So who knows? Who fucking knows? How long's a piece of string? We will have to wait and see. But it's still nice that he has got minutes in this one. Let's see if he does get some minutes again. And Ahmad, before the season's out, I would expect Ahmad probably will get some more minutes in the Fulham or Wolves game. before the season's out. I don't know whether they'll start. Probably see Hannibal or Shoretiri in them games as well. I don't know if we'll see any others, but the chance of seeing the likes of Charlie McNeil, people like that, is very slim. But anyway, Manchester United obviously rotated the side, but it was a good opportunity for the likes of Brandon Williams, Tuanzebe, and the likes of Donny van der Beek to really step up and take this game by the scruff of the neck, because I know it is a tough game, and to make 10 changes is tough against the team that are third in the Premier League. I understand that, but I'm not too sure if some of these players have really made an impact enough to say that they should be getting game time now for Manchester United, and I'm not too sure if some of these players maybe don't have a future at Manchester United anymore. I mean, we know, I'm not sure how Mata stayed on the pitch for the full 90, to be honest. Mata hasn't got a future at Manchester United, that is one thing we do know. Nami Matic hasn't got a future at Manchester United, we know that, but I'm not so sure if Tuanzebe and Brandon Williams are going to be Manchester United players next season, because they haven't been given the opportunity. Yes, they've been given the opportunity tonight, but have they really taken their opportunity when given it? I think Brandon Williams hasn't been great when he's taken his opportunity, and yes, we've seen Tuanzebe against Mbappe, but besides, have we seen too many games from him this season to say that he should be starting more games? I'm not too sure. So, and the same probably with Telles as well. I know the form of Luke Shaw's been great, but have we seen enough in these types of games? But as I say, it was difficult when you make 10 changes to come in and hit the ground running, especially when it is, as I say, against the team that are in third in the Premier League. If this had been against a Fulham or someone like that, it may have been slightly different, because Fulham have nothing to play for. So if we do it against them, that is a bit different. Leicester did have something to play for. They needed to win this game in order to get Champions League football. And it probably does look like they will get the Champions League spot now. Well, they've got a very good chance anyway. So we roll on to the game against Liverpool. I mean, he has made some substitutions in the second half. Obviously, as we talked on that Mason Greenwood strike in the first half, ridiculous for Mason Greenwood scoring there. I mean, it wasn't really a great chance for Mason Greenwood, but he's slid it in the far corner. I mean, it wasn't really a chance again in the previous game at the weekend. I didn't think either. He makes a lot of goals out of nothing in his own brilliance, to me, to be honest. I mean, occasionally someone has set him up for a goal. You think of games against like Liverpool and games like that where Rashford set him up, but most of his goals have been through the brilliance of himself, where he's created the chance and hit it really early, and it's the keeper just can't get down low enough probably to save them, to be honest. And if he continues this form, then he could well get in the England side in the summer, which would be fantastic news for Mason Greenwood, because at this moment in time he's probably on that right hand side only got competition from Jadon Sancho in getting in ahead of him for England at this moment in time. He's probably next best in line at this moment in time on current form to get into that position. I mean, Sancho's been absolutely ridiculous again when he's played. We know how good that fucking geezer's been for Borussia Dortmund, but this league is a level above the Bundesliga, and Mason Greenwood is a bit younger than Jadon Sancho, and he's putting up some numbers recently. Anyway, if he hadn't gone on that massive goal drought where he only got like one goal in about fucking 20 games, he would have a decent number of goals this season, would have been hitting on nearer 20 this season, which is, I thought he would get in the 20 to 25 goal range this season. Obviously with that bad run of form where I think it was from the West Ham game to scoring against Liverpool and then scoring against Leicester City, only in that period of games he only got that one goal in between that Liverpool game, which was about 20-25 games, which was a very poor period for Greenwood, but he looks to have overcome it, so that's good to see. I mean, he wasn't doing an awful lot till he scored, but we know Mason Greenwood, he can have a shit game and just hit a strike straight out the block and hit far in the bottom corner or whatever. So that is a massive positive for me for Manchester United, but it has given Ahmad some experience. He's never played in the Premier League, so and Anthony Elanga hasn't either, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with them two, whether they have a future in the Manchester United starting lineup. But for Ahmad to get into the starting lineup on a regular basis, it is going to be difficult, because Greenwood does look like at this moment in time he's mainly going to be predominantly played on that right hand side because we're keeping Cavani in. So will Ahmad be understudy to Mason Greenwood next season. What happens if we bring Jadon Sancho in, and what happens on the left? If on the left-hand side we've got Rashford, could Ahmad play on there? We will have to wait and see. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. It's disappointing Manchester United ended up losing the game. I thought when we brought the likes of Cavani and Bruno Fernandes and Rashford on, we might have a chance to get an equaliser, but it wasn't to be. Anyway, hopefully we can fuck them Scousers up on Thursday night. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're watching this on Facebook, please do hit the share button, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See you.